Hi guys, my name is Abby Chambass. I'm currently a senior at the University of New Hampshire. I was also an intern at Brookline Interactive Group. My internship focused on media access on a daily basis. I worked on building their social media presence as well. I made videos, learned how to edit them, sometimes do voiceovers, and interview historians. Today, I want to bring up an important topic that has changed the way I view things, and I hope it will change your perspective as well. First, I'd like to ask a question. How many people here believe that homeless people live on the streets because of drugs or something related to that? When I was thinking about what to write for my TED Talk, I struggled to come up with an idea. Then a memory came to mind from earlier this semester. I was walking to the train after leaving Chick-fil-A, and I saw someone sleeping on the floor with a blanket laid out. Another time, I saw someone sleeping on a bench, lying on dirty rags and old clothes. It made me wonder, how did they end up like this, and what was their life story? It's easy to assume that homelessness is always linked to drug use, but that's not always the case. Many questions ran through my mind as I watched them. I guess sometimes we don't take the time to ask ourselves, what is going through their minds? We always assume it's the worst, rather than what we're thinking. Growing up in a small town in Leominster, Massachusetts, I never really saw homeless people sleeping on the side of the road. Usually there were shelter homes around, and I would see them roaming around during the daytime, but never sleeping outside. Once in a while, maybe I'd see someone holding up a sign for money, but it was very rare that I saw something like that. I think being here in Boston for 3 months, I've seen more than I've ever seen before. Tons of homeless people are everywhere, holding up cups and shaking the money inside, hoping someone will give them more. It's hard to understand and picture something unless you experience it for yourself. The clothing they wore were dirty, their nails were caked with grime. It's heartbreaking to see, and it made me reflect on how fortunate I am. Living here in Boston, I wanted to do so much and experience so much with such little time. Everything here is very expensive, but still, seeing people who have nothing, sleeping outside in the cold, wishing for just a fraction of what I have reminds me to be grateful. A home-cooked meal, a family to go home to, a place to call home. These things that I often take for granted. But someone living on the streets would give anything to have just a little piece of what I have. The moral of my TED Talk today is be grateful for what you have. Don't get upset or angry at things you can't do, can't have, because there's someone out there sleeping in the cold as the holidays are approaching who has nothing, who would just beg to have just a little piece of what you have. As I leave here today, I'd like you all to sit here and reflect on what I said today. Thank you.